Hey everyone, it's Tally. I'm coming to you from my bedroom in the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia, and you're watching 5 Girls, 5 Minutes for 5 Girls Talk for 5 Minutes. Don't edit the videos. It is Thursday. I'm Tally. This is my 5th take of my video because my mother keeps interrupting me. First time she came home. The next time she had to ask me a question. The third time she had to ask me another question. And the fourth time she had to talk to my sister very loudly across the hall. So, anyway, hopefully I will be able to get this take done. I'm wearing a hat because my hair is disgusting and I'm going to go swimming, and so I did feel like taking a shower just to make a video. So Sarah was talking about the vicious cycle and her pianist problem, and another example for me is the movie Penelope. I watched it on Netflix, and then it was going to be off of Netflix, so I watched it again, and then I bought the movie, and then I watched it a couple more times because it's a cute movie. And Sarah was also talking about songs to take you back to a situation. For me, I had like a really big moment with this a few days ago. I was reading Harry Potter fan fiction and listening to my iPod on shuffle, and one of the songs from No Doubt's Rocksteady album came on, and that was my favorite album in 7th grade, beginning of 8th grade, when I first got into fan fiction. So every time a song from that comes on, I get like the weirdest, just like deja vu moment when I'm listening to it, and I can like feel myself reading the fanfic that was my favorite back then. That was the second fanfic I ever read. So it's just weird, and I was like reading a fanfic that back then I would have never read, and you know, by my 7th grade self would be mortified if she knew that I'd only seen the first 3 movies. But my Harry Potter obsession was really the reason that I'm not obsessed with Harry Potter anymore. Think about that. No, but I have really strong memories associated with music because I listen to it so much, and when I'm into a song, I'm really into it, and I'll listen to it over and over and over again, so that way it like really gets embedded in my head to be associated with a certain time and place. So, I mean, I used to have like a camp playlist. It was all my songs from camp, and I just have like, and whenever one of those comes up on shuffle, like, I'm like, oh, I know this song, this reminds me of this. And speaking of camp, Tara, you're back, and I'm glad you had fun at camp, and I'm sorry that you kind of had one of those moments where you're like, you know, I've moved on from this. I've had a couple of those. I used to really, really miss doing speech and debate team, but now I just kind of feel like, you know, I did 4 years of it, and I think if I were to go back now, or I'd done it in college, I think I would be over it. So, and then another one is, I'm sure I've mentioned the challenge community I was in on LiveJournal, Weed and Land. I was a member from the first round up until round 8, and all on the same team. That was 2 years, and you know, at the end of this last round, my team won, which was awesome, and I just kind of felt like, you know, I think I'm done. You know, I've had a lot of fun, but most of the people that I was associated with have moved on, and I think that's part of it too, is that if you keep going back to some place, people start drifting away, and you know, like my sister works at camp too, and so some of her favorite counselors have moved on, and people she used to work with, and so I think it's hard sometimes, but I think at the same time it's kind of a nice realization, and you know, you can always look back on it fondly, and at the same time you're not overexerting yourself and like doing a full summer and, you know, just kind of dreading it. So I don't mean to speak for you, but I know what you're talking about. So even though you didn't have a question, I had something to answer. So my question for this week comes with a story. I was hanging out with my friend Jackie yesterday, and we hadn't seen each other in a month, and it was awesome, and we hung out for like 5 hours, and we were like out doing stuff for 3 hours, then we went back to our house and like talked for 2 hours because we talk a lot. We went to Walmart, and I'd been in the mood to do a puzzle, and I was hoping I could find a puzzle of more than 1,000 pieces, because I was tired of doing 1,000 piece puzzles. I wanted like 1,500 or 2,000 or 3,000, you know, something fun. And so I went to the toy section at Walmart, and I got, and I was looking at puzzles, and they had a bunch of puzzles that I didn't have from my favorite collection with my favorite artist, which I thought they stopped making. Like, I'd been online to look up to see if they still made these, and from everything I looked at, they didn't still make them. And so, and I would always been looking at Target because that's where I always used to get them. And so I ended up, there were 7 different puzzles there. I mean, I was like standing on a shelf to get to these things. There were 7 different puzzles, and a lot of them were kind of not like the most colorful, like exciting ones in the world, and the kind that I probably wouldn't have purchased back when I first really got into them. But I couldn't help myself. I was like, I have to have these. Like, I just have to get all of them because, you know, I love doing puzzles, and I don't have as much time to do puzzles anymore, but like, you know, back in high school, I would have killed to have all of these new puzzles, and I still enjoy doing puzzles, but, you know, maybe I didn't need to get all 7 of them. I ended up also getting a 1,500 piece puzzle that wasn't of that style that I'm working on right now, but I thought I'd mention that. But, so my question for this week is, Do you ever go and get something that you wanted for a long time that you never could get, or you couldn't afford, or you couldn't find, and then you go back and get it like a long time later, and it's not as special to you as it was when but you can't avoid buying it because you know that in your heart, you know, the you from however many years ago be so disappointed that you had this opportunity to get it and you missed out. The same thing happens to me in TVDs sometimes. Something that I've wanted forever and ever goes on sale, and maybe I'm not as into it anymore, but you know, it's $10 or $15, and I just can't pass up the opportunity to get it. So that's my question, and I hope everyone has a great week. Hopefully we can find someone for Friday, and because we gotta get on that at some point, and I hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you all next Thursday. Bye!